Welcome here today, ladies and gentlemen, to the Digital Ally 400 at Kansas Speedway. We are about to get going here in today's race. No practice, but we will have qualifying before we get going for this one. It is going to be a fun race at the Kansas Speedway. This has produced some of the better races on the mile and a half over the last couple of seasons. Looking to have a good one again here today. Jacob Westbrook, welcome to the stream. So before we get into this one, also, same situation as yesterday. If the NASCAR Cup Series ends up racing at some point this evening during the course of this stream, we will stop this race. We'll put it on pause until after the Cup race comes on, so you guys don't miss it, so I don't miss the Cup race. If not, then we are just going to obviously keep going with the way things are going, I guess, right now. Call 48, Jackson Thomas, Rod G, welcome to the stream, everybody. Thanks for stopping by, Jackson. Yep, finished third last night in the Coke 600. Ryan Blaney, that is. Christopher Bell coming off his second win of the season. Blaney adds on to a narrow points lead. Something else I also want to mention, with both the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the NASCAR Cup Series, oh boy, I had to manipulate the schedules a little bit, and I'm going to have to be doing the points myself for the entirety of the Cup and Xfinity schedules. Reason being is it did not save either one of those two Charlotte races. It didn't save the Xfinity race, and it didn't save the Coke 600 last night. I didn't realize it didn't save the Xfinity race at first. I got to the end of it, I turned it off, but when I turned it on today, it did not save. So I'll have to go through the finishing results yesterday and add up to date with the points schedule going forward. So unfortunately, that is going to be the case here. We're still on championship mode. But obviously, again, I'll have to do the points myself. So you can blame NASCAR Heat 5 on that one. Once again, I don't know what the bug was this time. 31.189 at the line and qualifying for Ryan Blaney. He'll qualify 15th. 30.525 is the pole time for today's race. Your pole sitter will be Kevin Harvick, with Denny Hamlin starting outside pole in second. Harvick, of course, DNF'd in the race yesterday in the final stage. So did Kyle Busch, and both of those two qualified inside the top three for today's race. Watch that work again. Hey, thanks, man. Chasey does stuff. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, that's true. If we don't get another win, we're going to have to keep the points lead. It's been 4 races since Ryan Blaney has gone to victory lane. We'll see if he can do it here tonight. 400 miles, 267 laps. This race is going to fly by compared to the race last night that took almost 3.5 hours. And your winner of the Coke 600, Christopher Bell, will be starting at the rear of the field after failing pre-race inspection. Chad Fincham will have to drop to the back as well with a transmission change. Again, let me know down in the chat below updates on the Cup Series race if they end up racing, if they postpone it, so I know going forward over the course of the night, and we can schedule when we will be streaming tomorrow on top of it. Green flag in the air. Kevin Harvick will lead the field to the green. 80 laps in stage 1 here at Kansas. Hopefully we can get this in before the race would start if it does. And I'm also hoping the race does end up going on tonight as well. As you see Blaney moving to the outside here on the opening lap of the race. William Byron on the inside. Blaney's got a huge source of speed right to the back of Matt Kenseth. He's not quite pushing him. And now he is going to push him. Blaney gives Kenseth a shot there off of turn 2. Blaney almost made contact with the 10 of Almirola to his inside. One of those racetracks where the outside is definitely quick. You see Blaney gaining ground on it already, down to the bottom, 3 wide through the tri-oval. As Blaney tries to get around both Matt Kenseth and Martin Truex Jr. as he pulled up right in front of both of them. Man, that was a close call. As Brad Keselowski is leading here in the early going of the race, Blaney already up to 7th. And Almirola trying to gain ground now underneath Martin Truex Jr. and Alex Bowman as well. Blaney again down to the apron through the tri-oval. It does wear out the tires a little more coming off the actual racing surface and down there, so you're not going to see us do it too much, but in the short runs, probably more often than not, trying to break whatever draft Almirola might have had behind him as well, as Blaney kind of settles in 7th place right now. Maybe having to lift a little bit more than what he would like to. Joey Logano is now taking the lead here at Kansas. Logano trying to go for his first win of the season. And again, that is the reason for a little bit later of a start time too. I was trying to see if I can find word of what was going on at Texas, and I wasn't finding any other updates than what anybody else already knew, so I ended up going along with it, but that's why we didn't start exactly at 5 o'clock today like originally planned. It's kind of tough when we don't know when the Cup race is going on, nor do we have updates. I wish they had like a live camera feed of like the racetrack. Oh man, Blaney's in the wall. Turns 1 and 2 and he couldn't get off of it. He's going to lose some time to both the 88 and the 10 as he drops down to that middle lane through turns 3 and 4, trying to do something a little different perhaps. He's pulling away from the cars behind him, but he's not gaining any sort of ground on the cars in front of him either. He's just kind of, again, settling right in here in the back half of the top 10. Might loosen the car up just a little bit as he goes forward, if it doesn't loosen up already on its own. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. Everybody will have to make one pit stop in the opening stage of the race here today as well. Blaney again in the wall. He's just not getting the car to turn quite properly like he wants to be able to run that outside and hold on to it full throttle. Lifts in the center of the corner again, and Blaney is slowly getting closed in on from behind there. You see Ryan Newman trying to close the gap. Newman almost got into the back of Blaney. Newman got to give Blaney a shot down the front stretch. Kind of got Blaney a little loose there. He didn't really hold on to the push very well. Chase Elliott now trying to work himself into the position perhaps. Blaney and Newman are literally right up against that wall. Oh man, Newman about turned the 12 car. Did not hit him square at all. He kind of got him right on that right rear corner panel and about turned him straight into the outside wall off of turn 4. Comes Tyler Reddick. Closing into the picture now. Blaney going to give a shot to Newman. Meanwhile, Elliott going to give Blaney a shot as well. Wow, Blaney just got tight way up the racetrack after getting into the back of Newman. Just shoved the car all the way up the track. Now Johnson on the bottom. Blaney is struggling with the race car here as the laps wind on. He took off on the initial restart, but since the restart, he's kind of faded back. He's still going backwards. Now back to 11th. Chase Elliott trying to get around him for that 11th position. Johnson now into the top 10. Blaney's in the wall, and that was before Elliott got to his back bumper. I mean, Blaney is just mowing down that outside wall right now. Just over 10 laps complete. Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream. Elliott up to 11th. The lack of practice could obviously be a factor as well, so we'll just have to see as these laps wind on if the car is going to continue to get worse or if the drivability will get better for Blaney himself. So be able to maybe act or react to how the car might be handling in the early going of the race today. Like Kevin Harvick might have regained the race lead a little further out in front there. Hard to tell. Those guys are right at the end of the front straightaway as soon as Blaney's coming off of turn 4. We're already quite a ways off the lead. Second straight mile-and-a-half racetrack. The next couple races on this Cup Series schedule. We go to Michigan for the next Cup race. Another 400-mile event there, around a 2-mile tri-oval. And then our first road course race of the season at Sonoma will be the following race. We'll be past halfway through the regular season after today as well. Ooh. Blaney into the wall, into turn 1 there. That did not help him turn, getting into the corner. And my updated Wi-Fi will be coming tomorrow. Now, they're supposed to be here about 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow. So, again, I'm not sure on exactly what time I'm going to stream or what game. If we can get NASCAR Thunder 04 in, I will. But if I can't get that started until later into the day, because I think we have a 500-mile race up next there, so might have to wait till Thursday on that, but we are within 48 hours of that happening and the comeback for that series. Sorry if I'm not able to look at the chat immediately as well. See 8 of you guys already joining in the early going of the race here. Blaney's definitely getting a little looser here over the course of the run. Hard to tell if it's too loose or not, though. Still not able to hold full throttle. He still ends up in the wall, and that is just where he's losing time. He's either having to get out of the gas or he's in the wall, and he tries to push it as he cuts down in front of the 3 of Austin Dillon. About turned himself. Dillon kind of got into the back of him after he nudged into the outside wall as well in turns 3 and 4 the last lap. And now Blaney going to slightly pull Austin Dillon. Dillon trying to stay in his trap down the back straightaway as we go into turn 3. Blaney 11.5 seconds off the race lead. Another hit off the wall. Wow, man, that car is really loose on corner exit. But it's really tight on entry. And now that push in the center of the corner by Kenseth was what got him into the wall that time. It wasn't that it was too tight. Truex went high to block. Blaney now shoots underneath him. This is not a clean start to the race at all for the 12 team. So slide back in front of the 19. He still pushes up into the wall. No clue why it's going up. Blaney continues to go backwards. Things were looking good at the very beginning of the race, but the car's not handling properly. Now it's getting slower over the course of the run. Kenseth will get around it for 14th. Here comes Daniel Suarez for Gaunt Brothers Racing in the 96 car. And definitely going to have to make some adjustment changes here in this one, as Blaney was going to try to cross over the 96. Instead, he gives him a shot, and now Suarez will get underneath Matt Kenseth. Patrick Chatterley, welcome to the stream. Man, that car just went straight up the racetrack, and Blaney is now in the grass down the front stretch as the handling problems continue as he moves out of BJ McLeod's way to let him go through. And after the car started extremely tight, it is now extremely loose. And he's about 20 seconds off the race lead. Only 25 laps in, and he is not having a fun time right now. Let's just say that. Already outside the top 20 after jumping up to 7th place on the opening lap of the race. He gained an opening couple laps. He was about 2 to 3 laps in, started 15th and jumped up to 7th. Things were looking good. And then after about 5 laps, the car is just slowly deteriorating, and it just did not take long for it to get to this point. About to go 3 wide, way up ahead. Blaney trying to stay in the draft of the 20 of Eric Jones, and Blaney might have to just not run the top, because otherwise I think he might just keep putting it in the wall. I mean, he's trying to stick with it, and he's in the wall again. Turns 3 and 4. Kept it off the wall that time, but it was definitely drifting up the racetrack. And now William Byron to the back bumper of Blaney down the back straightaway for 21st. Look at the car just turning left. He's barely even turning the wheel now. It seems like some corners the car drives off straight, and then some corners it just keeps turning. That time it drove off straight and he had to lift, and Byron had to lift right behind him, otherwise he was going to run into the back of him. You can tell he's got a little bit of straightaway speed, because he is pulling Byron at least. The cornering is just not good at all. There's 12 cars. Byron now takes a peek to the inside. Can't quite stay to the inside of the 12 of Blaney. Barely kept it off the wall that time. Lap 30 this time by. Ryan Blaney down to the inside, and he's going to try to short pit here. The window is open to make it to the end of stage 1. Green flag pit stops for the 12 team. 4 fresh tires. Full tank of fuel. He'll have 5% more tape to the car. Put a half round of wedge in it. 2 pounds of air pressure all the way around, and that will be the adjustments for the 12 team. On pit road, desperate times call for desperate measures, and they are in the pits for the first time in the early going of the race today. King, welcome to the stream. I like that, the voice of NASCAR. Hopefully one day. You never know. 17-second stop for the 12 crew. In last place in the early going of the race. A very desperate situation there. Hitting pit road. The car, again, it tends to drive off straight, and it's tight at the beginning of the run, but he was only 25 laps in there, and again, he is already at least a lap down. I believe he's actually 2 laps down. Yeah, so Blaney is 2 laps down in the early going of the race, trying to bank on the fact that we could stay green until everybody cycles through pit stops. We have not had a lot of cautions in the last 3 races, so we'll have to see if that will be the trend again here today, and that goes for the Cup Series as well. Just trying to get the balance of the car a little bit better, perhaps. Lifted a little bit there. Doesn't want to over push the race car these first couple laps after the adjustment changes. Wants to make sure he can drive the car first. Now, having 4 fresh tires will make a difference as well. You see him closing in on the 8th place car of Alex Bowman pretty quickly. Drives it off into turns 1 and 2. Bowman went down to the bottom. Blaney with a big run on the outside. And easily Blaney clears him. Huge run down the front straightaway now, so looks like we have problems for Bobby Carter on the racetrack as well. He is shown in 40th place. Multiple laps down, even behind Blaney. So whatever happened to Bobby Carter, it looks like he has gotten off the racetrack. We stay green. That's what Blaney wants to see. He needs us to stay green at least long enough for everybody to cycle through so he can get back on the lead lap. Big run to the back of Chad Fincham there, and he did not want to lift. Blaney just pulls Fincham in the center of the corner. Big run to the back of Tyler Reddick, who's caught behind a couple other lap cars there. David Reagan, John Hunter Nemechek just up ahead. Reddick and Blaney kind of split Nemechek there. Reddick to the inside, giving Blaney the top side, which is what Blaney wants to do. Run that outer line. Reddick actually pulled him on the bottom right there. Blaney in the wall again. It's still a little too tight at the beginning of the run. Now, he did tighten it up with the wedge adjustment, but by adding air pressure, he was just trying to kind of balance it out as much as he can, try to get the car to rotate a little more, as if it's a little more stable. And Tyler Reddick is starting to gap Blaney now, despite Blaney having about 30 lap pressure tires. And you wonder if he might have went the wrong way on the adjustments. Halfway through stage 1, still no caution up to this point here at Kansas. Blaney is losing ground from Reddick. Andrew Hollenbach, welcome to the stream. It just does not look like there is any speed in this 12 car tonight. And in a heated points battle between the top 5, this is not what Blaney needs coming in as a points leader. And he's got a narrow points lead over the top 3. The 2 guys behind him and being his teammate Brad Keselowski and then Denny Hamlin. And he was gaining time there on Reddick for a little bit and then got up close to him and he just got driven away from there. Now Blaney's just at the point he just wants to have everything cycled through and finish on the lead lap to the end of stage 1 and reset everything for that second stage. It doesn't look like he's going to get any stage points, but if he can stay on the lead lap, you never know what could happen the rest of the night. Yeah, not sure exactly who the race leader is right now, and Blaney is in the wall again countless times. I mean, he's at the point now, he's not even really gaining much time on these 2 cars ahead of him. Again, 30 lap pressure tires. Josh Bilicki in 26th. Chris Buescher, I believe, in 25th. Blaney's not really gaining any time on these guys. 31.859 was that last lap. His best lap of the race is his best lap ever. On that first run, it was a 30.993, so he definitely went the wrong way with the adjustments. Bilicki going to give Blaney a shot to get by Buescher, and that will actually help Bilicki get by Buescher himself there. A little bit quicker lap time for Blaney that time through, but I think he can help Bilicki for that. That's amazing. He's 9/10 of a second off from where he was on the last run. Last run, he couldn't handle the race car. It just fell apart way too easily. This time, it's a lot more stable. It's just really slow. Caution. And short pitting did not work at all that time for the 12 car. Caution will fly, and he will have to take the wave around as Joey Logano is in the lead at the timing of the yellow. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Yeah, thanks for the update there, Jacob. So Track Giant's still going on. Wave around being taken by Ryan Blaney. He'll get one of his 2 laps back. So already in the opening stage, having to come from 2 laps down, trying to short pit. And that just did not work out. Now he's on as we restart here at Kansas. See, Ricky Stenhouse got the free pass at 17th. Blaney shoots to the inside of Stenhouse. All the way to the bottom on Brendan Gaughan, but Blaney is way too tight again on the bottom of the track. Can't even run down there to make a pass as Stenhouse is just going to kind of push him on through to get by Brendan Gaughan as well as Ross Chastain. Blaney back to the top. Stenhouse with a push, trying to get him going, but again, Blaney on the oldest tires now. Massive run down the back. Sliding in front of Stenhouse's teammate there, Brian Preece. And Preece was able to give Blaney a shot. Ooh, 3 wide, squeezing up the middle there between Justin Haley and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Blaney in the wall in turns 3 and 4. Now they're 3 wide behind him as that kind of stacked up Timmy Hill, Bubba Wallace, and Justin Haley. Okay, now Blaney's on about 15 lap older tires than everybody else. 15 to 20 to be exact. Blaney tried to cut way down to the bottom on corner exit, but Corey LaJoie was there. He started to have a little bit of a run on Joey Gase. And now getting up the racetrack a little tight, a little side draft there in the center of the corner on Gase. 3 wide on corner exit. It's a good thing that car is not as loose as it was before he pitted. Blaney's just having a hard time today. All the way below the line there to try and get a run on LaJoie. He got around him, and now LaJoie pushes him in the center of 1 and 2. Up the racetrack and almost into the wall. You can almost kind of tell Blaney's off the throttle a little bit more than the surrounding cars. Is right up in front of the 51 now, Joey Gase. Gase gives him a little shot in the center of the corner. Now down the back straightaway as well. I don't think there's any way that Blaney's going to be able to drive himself into the free pass position on these old tires, so he might even finish stage 1 a lap down. Again, our first caution of the race came out just before lap 50 in this race. Not sure exactly who it was out on, but we did get our first caution of the race for incident. Again, after a long 600-miler at Charlotte last night, this 400-miler at Kansas is not going to seem so long compared to that. So to struggle this early in the race is not good for Blaney. After a race last night, which he had a lot of speed and finished 3rd. No man's land now. He's slowly starting to close in on Michael McDowell for position. Again, there are 17 drivers on the lead lap, so the 18th place car would be in the free pass position. And the worst part is, with Blaney running this far back, not only is he going to have to battle just to get back on the lead lap today, but Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr., they were all in the top 10 last we saw at the caution. Those are guys he's racing in the points. Kyle Busch as well, he was in 3rd. This is just not a good start for Blaney, but his 4 competitors for the regular season championship and those additional 15 playoff points are all way ahead of him and all looking at stage points in stage 1 and maybe stage 2 if they could keep it up. And that could be definitely troublesome here. Again, that was a risk by short pitting. Blaney's car was not handling properly, and he didn't know if we were going to get a caution in stage 1. Only had 3 cautions per incident in the entire Coke 600 last night. The race before that at Martinsville, there were only 4 cautions. Granted, he DNF'd 200 laps in, but there were only 4 cautions up to that point. And then so you just can't really predict it, but the way the trends were going in the last 3 cup races, would have expected a lot of long green flag runs tonight. That still could be the case. Again, it's only stage 1, and so far only 1 caution in the opening stage isn't a lot. If we have 1 caution in each stage, that's only 3 cautions per incident the entire night, so that could be the case. It was just a bad timing caution, whatever way you look at it, for the 12 of Blaney, and you could hope that he's going to have maybe even long run speed with this race car, with the setup he's got right now. But again, he's at a disadvantage on his tires, 15 to 20 laps older. For those of you watching right now, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Got these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast on the daily. Tomorrow we will either have NASCAR Thunder 2004 for our 2nd race of the season, or we will have our truck race at Kansas. Again, it just depends on what time we can get that internet set up tomorrow. Again, the guy's supposed to come 5 to 6 o'clock. If he comes right at 5, if not earlier, then that would be more beneficial. There's a good chance we can get in. And also, it depends on, you know, if NASCAR doesn't race today, and if they race tomorrow at Texas, what time. You know, that obviously goes into effect too. So there's a lot of odd situations there. So I can't guarantee what time exactly we're going to start tomorrow, nor what game we're even going to be playing. So just expect there to be a live stream sometime between 5 and 8 o'clock tomorrow. Hate to be that broad about it, but it's kind of what we're looking at. And Blaney again in the wall. It's the first time he's gotten in the wall in a while, but still not what he wanted to see there. 33% left on the right front. Now he's going to run a lap less with being a lap down here, so this time by, there's only going to be 13 laps to go in stage number 1. We'll already be almost a third of the way home. Looks like race time starting in like evening hours here as we're on the backstretch going into turn 3. There's a little bit more sun on the racetrack. That will set at the beginning of stage 2 and will for sure be completely dark by the start of stage 3. So the track will gain perhaps a little bit more grip. Blaney is running down John Hunter Nemechek, Chad Fincham, David Reagan, all for positions ahead of him. 27th, 28th, and 29th. You got to wonder where the race leaders are at right now, too, with Blaney back in 30th. He took the wave around to get that lap back, but is there a possibility he could go 2 laps down before the start of the next stage? He's going to have to make sure that that doesn't happen. I think that's got to be his goal right now. He got one of his laps back with the wave around. Finish this stage 1 lap down and then try to get to the free pass position at some point in stage 2. So you're on the lead lap come the final stage, and or at least within some sort of shot of maybe getting back in the top 10 by the end of the night. And again, over the course of this run, he is starting to slowly gain on some of these guys right ahead of him. All 3 of the cars ahead. Drop down to the inside. Blaney goes high. He's going to have a big run on John Hunter Nemechek down the back straightaway and looks to Nemechek's inside. Going into turns 3 and 4. Pulls up right in front of him, and just like that moves up to 29th and pulls him on corner exit as well. David Reagan, Chad Fincham ran the bottom. Blaney's got the run now down the front stretch, looking high on David Reagan. Big run in the draft, down the back straightaway. He had Chad Fincham right in front of him. I think that kind of helped Blaney out. But now Fincham goes high, and he's in Blaney's way. Off of turn 4. Oh, they almost got into each other. Blaney tries to snooker him down to the inside, 3 wide, using the apron to get around Fincham and Reagan. What a move. Reagan and Fincham got side by side there, and it kind of slowed both of them down in the corner exit. Reagan trying to cross back over on Blaney. Fincham gives him a shot down the back straightaway, and Blaney's able to finally get away from these two. Slowly. Chris Buescher 1 second ahead of him in 26th. 8 laps to go. Actually 7 rather, and the leaders are coming to 6 laps to go this time by behind him. So caution. Oh boy. Caution is out here with just 7 laps to go in stage number 1. Hamlin's going to hit pit road. Kenseth will hit pit road. BJ McLeod will get the free pass in 18th. Little pit stop coming here for Ryan Blaney and his crew. Gonna try dropping the wedge there by a half a round. So pit stop here for Blaney. He's gonna take tires now. Maybe take the wave around at the end of the stage. So it's gonna be interesting. This is gonna give us a 3 or 4 lap shootout to the end of stage 1. Green flag back in the air. Now with pitting, Blaney has to restart at the back of the pack, but now he's got fresher tires. And we know he's good for about the first 5 laps of a run, so he might actually be able to do something here. 3 to go in the stage. Kevin Harvick trying to win stage 1 here at Kansas. And look at the speed Blaney's gaining. Can he get to the free pass position? That is what he is fighting for here. He is going to hustle around this racetrack. Down to the inside. Through turns 3 and 4. Trying to get the car to rotate. He actually stuck the bottom lane really well that time. The race for 19th is on. After being 2 laps down, just 25 laps to go. Moves to the outside of David Reagan. I mean, he's gaining ground, but I don't think he's gaining ground quick enough. Top 10 go for stage points. Everybody fighting for the 19th position. That is 1 lap down. Blaney gets a huge run on the outside through 3 and 4 that time. Trying to stay in these guys' draft down the straightaways just to the outside of Clint Bowyer. Blaney gets loose into the corner, saves it, but that's going to cost him a little bit of time. He had to get on the brakes. He almost got squeezed up into the wall by Clint Bowyer. Blaney trying to get the run. Bowyer pulls the block. Blaney shoots him into turns 3 and 4. Bowyer is completely sideways there, makes the save. Everybody fighting to the line for every spot they can get, and the green and white checker flag is in the air. Kevin Harvick will win stage number 1. There was just too much traffic there for Ryan Blaney to try and get around. So Harvick wins stage 1, followed by Keselowski, Almirola, Logano, Tyler Reddick, your top 5, Kyle Busch, Alex Bowman, Jimmy Johnson, Christopher Bell, and Ryan Newman round out the top 10. So here we go. Blaney's going to stay out of the pits. Now he can't take the wave around because we have 2 drivers staying out that are on the lead lap, but he will restart in that free pass position, which is now in 20th. Green flag back in the air. I think Blaney could have gotten there, but there was just so much traffic right in front of him, he just couldn't get the job done. A huge run, just nowhere to go with it, right behind Ryan Newman. stay on the outside there right behind him. Gave Newman a little shot off of turn 4 and kind of shoots the 6 car a little too far ahead of him. Blaney's just trying to stay in the 20th position as long as he can here. 3-lap fresher tires isn't going to do much for those cars behind him. Blaney has been working on that car during the first 2 pit stops he's had today. Now he's looking to the inside of Newman. Newman's holding him up a little bit, so Blaney comes off the bottom, runs the middle line. He turns 3 and 4. It's just not as fast as, say, the top side. He's got to be careful not to battle these guys too much, but he's got no choice. He's faster than some of these cars ahead of him. But look at the run. When he's starting to back out of the gas just a little bit earlier, getting into the corner so he could beat these guys back to the gas, and you can see how that's helping him down the straightaways. 3 wide going into turns 1 and 2. Oh, and he slides up into the 78, and he couldn't get off of him. 3 wide. That almost squeezed Truex into the wall on the outside as well. Side by side for the lead between the 2 Penske Fords, Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski, with Denny Hamlin lurking in 3rd place behind him. Newman went down the racetrack to side draft Blaney there. Those two are not battling for positions, but again, Blaney trying to get as far up the field as he can to hold on to the free pass position, whether it is the end of the stage he is racing for or until the next caution. Obviously, if a caution comes out, the better. About 1 second ahead of Cole Custer, who is the next car that Blaney is racing. That and his affiliated teammate for Wood Brothers Racing there, Matt DiBenedetto in the 21. Track has seemed really hard to pass here today, despite the multiple grooves. Really got to take the advantage on the restarts when the opportunity is there, because we have seen countless times Blaney gets a run on these guys and he can't catch them in the right spots at the end of the straightaways to make a move. It's like he runs out of time. The straightaways just aren't quite long enough. Daytona 500 winner Eric Jones is up to 22nd. Matty D up to 21st. It's a battle back there, so keep an eye on that leaderboard. See if those cars start to maybe reel in Blaney over the course of the run. We'll see where the long run speed will go this time for the 12 car. Again, early going of stage number 2. Yeah, we can go about another 47 laps on fuel if we have to. There are a few cars that pitted under the caution at the end of the stage. They would have to pit 3 laps before everybody else. And again, Blaney just cannot stick the bottom of the racetrack. If he's going to want to make a move on somebody, he's likely going to have to pass on the top. Problem is, they run the top side and they're making him try to go around the bottom to pass him, and Blaney just hasn't been able to stick the bottom no matter what setup he has over the course of the night. Blaney just shot Truex. Oh my goodness, what a run. Martin Truex has through 3 and 4 to the outside of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Gigantic run there. Blaney all the way to the apron now. 3 wide into turn 1 on the inside underneath Stenhouse and Truex. McLeod. Oh my goodness, he just shot Blaney right into the side of Ricky Stenhouse. Stenhouse got loose, had to get out of the gas. He almost ended up in the wall. Not sure what McLeod was thinking there. That didn't work out. Stenhouse had a big run off the top as well, but the side draft by the 78 car kind of slowed his momentum down. Blaney keeping his run. McLeod with a big run down to the bottom underneath Blaney, and we'll see if he can side draft Blaney down the back straightaway. Not quite. Blaney's getting a draft off of Truex, and that's where the outside really comes into play. Blaney also seems to be a little better in turns 3 and 4 than 1 and 2. It's a comfortable spot despite being a lap down that Blaney's in right now. He is definitely faster than all those cars behind him that he is racing for the free pass position. So it's just a matter of, will we get a caution, or will the end of the stage be when Blaney could get back on the lead lap? And if obviously it comes at the end of the stage, he's not going to have a chance at stage points at all tonight after getting 0 in stage 1. And the lift there, Ricky Stenhouse pushed him in a bad spot. Now he pushes him in a good spot down the back straightaway, 192 miles an hour into turn 3. It's just a gigantic run. See how fast he can go into turn 1 here. Oh, he's gaining a ton of speed. Well, he got into the wall, so that didn't help the momentum at all there. That almost allowed Stenhouse to get on by him. Wow, look at that pull he got on the back of Stenhouse. Ricky's got the shortest way around, though, through the tri-oval. Kind of kept Blaney on the outside, and Blaney in the wall again in turns 1 and 2. Stenhouse easily going to get around him there. NASCAR race is set to resume at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. All right, thanks, Jacob. Less than 2 hours. Hopefully there's no more rain in the forecast for him. I'm excited to get that in tonight. Post-race analysis video will be out whenever the race does come to an end finally, as usual. I don't know why, it feels like a Wednesday now. I know it's not. I know it's Tuesday. Hard to tell what adjustment will be next for the 12 team here. And the good news is, too, 8:30, we'll definitely be done with this race before then. So we will get this race in its entirety. Yeah, I've just been kind of thinking all day, like randomly thinking it's Wednesday because I keep thinking, like, man, if the NASCAR race doesn't get in today, tomorrow's already Thursday, but tomorrow's not Thursday. I don't know why I keep thinking it's Wednesday. It just feels like middle of the week. Now, Aaron Jones is slowly starting to reel in Ryan Blaney here. He's about a little less than 3 seconds behind him. It was about 3.5 seconds. Blaney is losing touch of Stenhouse, McLeod, Truex, Kenseth, who he was battling with here at the beginning of the stage. Slowly and surely over the course of the run, so the long run speed starting to fade on this 12 car once again. We're going to alternate to the different camera angles for the first time in the race today. 56 laps to go in stage number 2. So Blaney not going to short pit here in stage 2 with already being a lap down. He's willing to wait it out for a caution, if not the end of the stage, and just pit when the leaders pit. Because that did not work out for him here in stage 1. Again, that is why he is 2 laps down. It was definitely a risky call, but the handling of his car at the start of the race versus what it is now is way worse as well. Although his pace has dropped over this run, just like the opening run, it's nowhere near as bad. And again, the handling is a lot better as well. And he has ran his fastest lap with this setup as well, 30.993. Only 4 1,000ths of a second quicker than at the start of the race with that setup, but again, after about 15 laps, that car just fell off the face of the earth. This one we're 25 laps in, and again, the pace is dropping, but the handling of the race car is still there. They are past halfway through the tire run, though. Running the Duracell paint scheme here tonight. Jones now less than 2.5 seconds behind Blaney, so he's slowly trying to reel him in. I think Blaney's going to be alright. He's just got to stay consistent here. Keep doing what he's doing. He'll get the free pass eventually. He's in a good spot. He's really hoping he could have gotten it at the end of the last stage, but again, that traffic on that 3-lap restart, despite having the fresher tires, definitely costed him. Just too many cars in too many different spots. Every lane he picked, whether it was inside, outside, middle, there was just cars everywhere. He couldn't get around them. Tried to stay in the gas through 3 and 4 full throttle, and he was pushing Boyer, and Boyer almost spun out. Sure, Boyer didn't appreciate that. Boyer, of course, had his home track. Not off to a good start himself here today either. He's been running right around 25th the whole race. I guess the only other thing as well is Kurt Busch is about 3 seconds behind where Blaney's at right now. 50 laps to go here in stage 2. And who's to say the leaders might not, or who's to say the leaders will catch Kurt Busch by the end of the stage? If they catch him and put him a lap down, then that would not have Blaney in the free pass position. He could be in trouble here. Eric Jones now 2 seconds behind him as well. There's really nothing Blaney can do about it, though. He's just going to kind of have to hope for the best. Again, the sooner the caution comes out, the better for Blaney's sake, but if we don't get one, he's going to have to hope that Kurt Busch can run some decent lap times and try to stay in the lead lap. you know Kurt automatically is going to try to stay on the lead lap. You never want to go intentionally a lap down and get the free pass, because that does restart you at the back of the field, but it's kind of a last destination type scenario. Almost halfway through stage number 2 already here tonight. Again, the stages split up 80, 80, and 107, all 3 stages here tonight at Kansas. You can tell Eric Jones is a little faster in the center of the corner than Ryan Blaney, and Blaney's a little faster down the straightaways. Jones gains about 1/10 of a second in the corners, and over the course of the straightaway, saw it drop to 1.8. Blaney should bump it back up to 1.9 by the time he gets into turn 1. Nope, not that time. So Jones was about 1/10 of a second faster than Blaney that last lap, and now he gains another 1/10 there through turns 1 and 2. But down the back straightaway, we'll see if Blaney can gain that 1/10 right back. No, that's 2 corners in a row. He's lost 1/10 of a second now. Oh, and he just rubbed up against the wall. For turns 3 and 4, that's going to cost him another 1/10 of a second. That was not ideal for Ryan Blaney that time. So Jones about 2/10 of a second per lap faster. The last 3 laps now, he is slowly running down Ryan Blaney, and now what this 12 car wants to see, he's just going to have to keep hitting his marks and keep trying to run his own race here. It's only the second time he got into the wall here in stage 2. That's a lot better than what it was back at stage 1, as we'll stick with the normal camera now to the end of the second stage here tonight. Lap car perhaps about to be in the way up here. Well, you might have to pit for that right front tire as well. It's underneath of Brendan Gaughan. Blaney couldn't get all the way to the top on corner entry. Now kind of slides up in front of Gaughan. Gaughan gonna give him a little shot in the center of the corner. I'll hope Blaney probably pick up whatever speed he lost on corner entry there. But yeah, that right front tire starting to get pretty worn out on this 12 car, so green flag pit stops could be on the horizon. Might have to pit for tires before that fuel tank starts to run dry. That's one thing that's a little interesting too. Kurt Busch's interval hasn't really gotten any bigger or smaller, maybe a couple tenths here or there. So he's running about the same times that Blaney has been. And he's 2 seconds behind Blaney. Again, no sign of exactly where the race leaders are at right now. We're halfway through stage number 2. Just past halfway actually, with Blaney a lap down still. Wonder if we might see anybody trying to short pit and split the stage in about half. Haven't seen anybody come to pit road yet. Blaney's going to be close though. Remember, he and a couple other guys pitted under that last caution in stage 1. A little bit different strategies, so. He just got in the wall going into turn one. That didn't help anything at all there either. Oh man, he got in the wall again. A little contact with Chastain. The 77 car was right on the inside of him, and Blaney really had nowhere to go. And here comes Kevin Harvick, the race leader. Out of seemingly nowhere, going to give Blaney a shot down the front stretch. 36 laps to go now in stage 2, and Kevin Harvick will put Blaney 2 laps down again, and Blaney again is in the wall. So no longer is he in the free pass position. The problems continue here for this 12 team, and he is coming to pit road this time by 45 miles. Oh no, and Jones gets into the back of him. And now Blaney is speeding on pit road. He tried to dive into the pits, and Jones ran into the back of him, sending Blaney speeding into the pits. And now a 15-second penalty will be coming as things have gotten bad. Gone from bad to worse here for the 12 team, and they're going to lose an extra lap on pit road. He was down on the inside, and Jones just didn't check up in time. He ran into the back of him, and a double whammy there. He was already going to lose an extra lap, but Blaney had to pit there. I mean, Harvick already got around him. By short pitting, he would have gotten back around Harvick, but now with the penalty, he's going to lose 2 laps instead of 1. And he could very well be 4 laps down here when he gets back out onto the racetrack. Anthony Hanley, welcome to the stream. Still in stage 2, still a ways to go, and still he is 3 laps down. No sign of the leader yet. And there he is. So there is Harvick. Blaney is 4 laps down, needs to hustle to at least get one of those laps back here. The rest of the leaders will be coming into the pits fairly soon, but Harvick, a little bit older tires obviously than Blaney's got right now. Blaney trying to get up to speed. Blaney trying to get to the outside of Ryan Preece. Preece blocked him. So Blaney going to try to hustle now to get around Harvick. 4 laps down in the 35th position. That is not what he had any sort of plans over the course of the night tonight. I mean, he hasn't had a fast car, but he's had a 15th and 20th place car tonight, not 35th where he's running right now, and it's just not a good night. This is going to be a big hit in the points. Again, no stage points tonight. He's probably not going to get any in stage 2 now either. Harvick caught behind Justin Haley there through 3 and 4, so Blaney is gaining a ton of ground all of a sudden. Down to the apron through the tri-oval. Oh man, got caught in a train. A little contact in the back of Harvick. Blaney tried to drive that car underneath him. They both got caught on the outside. And Harvick gets right back into Blaney now through 3 and 4. Blaney trying. Less than 30 laps to go here in the stage. Harvick to the inside, Blaney on the top side. And even on fresher tires, this is insane. Blaney's got like 40 lap fresher tires than Harvick. And Harvick is still able to keep up with him, if not, maybe a little bit faster. The more Blaney can race him, the more that's going to slow down Harvick. More lap cars further up ahead. That 4 car is on a rail tonight. Oh, and he's going to check up there just a tad bit. He caught Corey LaJoie in a bad spot. Now Blaney's going to catch LaJoie in a bad spot. Well, he didn't take his line away. He anticipated it really well. Harvick is just all of a sudden starting to get around these lap cars at an even quicker rate. There's BJ McLeod going a lap down in 18th. So just 17 cars on the lead lap. You see Stenhouse not too far ahead as well. Somebody's dropping onto pit road here. Harvick is dropping to the inside too. We'll see if he'll come to pit road. Nope, not quite. So Harvick's still staying out. Blaney wants him to pit desperately right now. At least get one of those laps back, maybe 2 of them. But Harvick is just driving away from him. And once Harvick pits, he's just going to try to run Blaney back down again. So we have not had a caution here in stage 2 to this point. We had 2 cautions for incident back at stage 1. One about 50 laps into the race, and then another one with just 7 laps to go in that opening stage. Harvick now moves back to the outside, and that's one thing. I mean, Harvick has opened up such a big gap over second place. The second place car hasn't even caught Ryan Blaney at all yet. I mean, Harvick's just got a gigantic lead, and he doesn't plan on giving it back anytime soon from what it looks like. Well, hiccup getting into turn 3. See more cars coming up from behind. Those might be the second, third place cars and so on. Has to go down as probably the worst race Blaney has had so far this season. Although he has DNF'd a couple times, so I guess it's kind of hard to dictate whether it is or not. Texas, he didn't score any stage points in DNF. In Martinsville, he DNF'd, but he did at least score 7 stage points in stage 1, so still a decent night there. And Harvick is on pit road, or at least going to make his way onto pit road, so Blaney will get one back right there. It'll be 25 laps to go for Blaney this time by. Some more of the leaders coming into the pits. There's Matt Kenseth in the 42. He was just outside the top 10 earlier. So, now not all the leaders have pit yet. I know he cycled ahead of Harvick there, but he's still 2 laps down. Oh man, a couple cars almost ran into the back of one another. In fact, Logano was coming into the pits and almost got in the back of Bubba Wallace. So there we go. Blaney is 2 laps down. Not sure who the leader is, but he is back to being 2 laps down again. And now he's hoping for a caution before the leaders catch him to put him 3 laps down. So he's right back to where he was at the end of stage number 1. Elliott and Almirola behind him. I don't know if any of those 2 might be the leaders or not. They could be. But that would mean Harvick had a really slow stop. I'd like to think Harvick is still the leader, because he had a huge lead coming into the pits. So 20 laps to go, stage 2. That 12 team is praying for a caution. Here comes Almirola. Really quick there. He is not the leader. He is in 8th place. So knowing the 18th place car, BJ McLeod went a lap down. Blaney should be quite a ways ahead of Harvick as he slides right in front of Bowyer off of turn 4. Bowyer gives him a quick shot. I mean, maybe he could survive to the end of the stage 2 laps down, but again, we don't know exactly who the leader is. So Chase Elliott, if I had to guess, probably in 9th. Oh man, Bowyer really loosened up the 12 of Blaney off of turn 2. Giving him one heck of a push there. Blaney slides right back in front of him again. And another push from Bowyer. So Chase Elliott is in 9th. Oh man. Bowyer looks now to the inside of the 12 car. Blaney back to the outside through turns 3 and 4. Now that is a battle for the 24th position on the track, by the way, between Bowyer and Blaney. Blaney gave Ryan Preece a shot there too, and Blaney's car is getting really loose over the course of this run all of a sudden. With 17 more laps in the stage. I did not think we were going to go caution-free through this stage, but closer and closer we get to the end of the stage, it's almost looking like that could be the case. Caution. Caution is out. So Blaney will stay 2 laps down, and boy did he need that. Speeding penalty still cost him a lap. He still could be 1 lap down, but that's neither here nor there at this point. Blaney can pit. He can take 4 fresh tires. Gonna go 1 pound of air pressure all the way around, and then 2 pounds on the right sides. Felicia Loves Racing, welcome to the stream, by the way. I didn't even see you in the chat there, but thanks, welcome back. Ethan, I've seen you in the chat for a while too. I don't know if I acknowledge you, but thanks anyway. And thanks for everybody else tuning in here tonight. Been a wild night. Blaney was 4 laps down, and now he's 2 laps down on fresh tires. I don't think he's going to drive all the way through the field by the end of the stage, but we'll see what he can do to try and gain some track position. You know he's going to be going hard at the end of the stage, that is for certain. Oh man, just stuck to the bottom underneath LaJoy and Wallace. Oh man! Blaney barely cleared Bubba Wallace on the outside. That was tight. There was a slight bit of contact though. That was very aggressive, but Blaney on the fresh tires trying to make good use of them. 3 wide and tight. Back to the bottom, going to get around Clint Bowyer, so now he's starting to pass cars for position here. Looking to the inside of DiBenedetto. We'll get around him off of turn 4 easily, now to the outside of Cole Custer in the 41 for position. Big side draft as well. So 10 laps to go, stage number 2 here at Kansas. That last caution was the 3rd caution for incident here tonight. Blaney will get around Byron now for 21st. High set on Eric Jones in 20th. Big run off the top that time. Jones went to the bottom. Blaney's definitely faster on those fresh tires right now, and he should get through at least a few cars as well here. So we know Kurt Busch is at least one lap down in 19th. So again, there will be no free pass for Blaney, even being 2 laps down. It'll be interesting what he will look to do here. Shooting to the inside of Eric Jones, up to 20th. Nice crossover move. Well, knowing he was 4 laps down 15 laps ago and now back up to 20 at 2 laps down, that's a huge sigh of relief. By short pitting that time, it did not work at stage 1. That stage it did work. And now Blaney can maybe look to take the wave around at the end of stage number 2 to become 1 lap down all of a sudden. And he would obviously be on older tires if he does that, but then he would have to hope for a quick caution flag before his next scheduled stop in stage number 3. But he is slowly working himself back into the race. Again, he was as high as 7th earlier on. Short pitted in stage 1, that put him 1 lap down, and then we actually put him 2 laps down. Then we got a caution right after he came out of the pit, so it was terrible timing, and he pretty much has been about 2 laps down the whole race. Took the wave around at the end of stage 1. He was 1 lap down, didn't get the caution. Harvick lapped him. Then he was speeding on pit road after Jones got into the back of him coming into the pits. That put Blaney back to 4 laps down, as I just mentioned, about 15 to 20 laps ago, but now he is slowly trying to claw himself back into this again. The hole kept getting deeper and deeper, but it is slowly starting to work out. That was a massive run. Side drafting action going on there too. 5 laps to go now in stage 2. Three wide up the middle between Truex and Kenseth. Gonna make the pass on both of them into turns 3 and 4 now. Truex gonna get a big run. Nowhere to go with it. He got trapped behind Blaney, and now Kenseth kind of sucks him right back. Daniel Suarez with a good run in 14th right now. I believe he's on the lead lap as well, so that's definitely a good run there for the Gaunt Brothers Racing Toyota. Blaney with a huge slide job there through 3 and 4. Oh, he got on the side of the 15. That didn't work. He had a big run going into the corner, and now here comes Kenseth. Look to go to the bottom. He goes back high. And Blaney will also file himself in line now between Kenseth and Suarez. And Kenseth gives him a shot there. It's going to give Blaney a run down the back. And he's not going to be aggressive with it that time. He'll just push Suarez in front of him. Keep that train of momentum going for all 3 cars. Doesn't need to get around him. He's not battling him for position here. Although they are all closing up on Austin Dillon a little further up ahead. And again, Blaney to the inside. Took it a lot easier on the bottom lane that time, but he's going to lose a little bit of ground to Suarez. Kenseth gives him a push, though, going into turn 3. Oh, man. I think he got into the back of the 96 off of turn 4 accidentally. White flag to go, 1 lap to go. Or white flag in the air, 1 lap to go here in stage 2 at Kansas. No stage points tonight for Blaney coming in as the points leader. That could hurt him. But he'll finish 20th at the end of this stage. And look at the push he gave Suarez there. And that's going to allow Suarez to get to the inside of Austin Dillon. Gain him 1 spot there. Not for a stage point at all, but that will end stage number 2 here at Kansas. Dana Sports, welcome to the stream. Texas starts at 8:30. Yep, thanks for letting me know. I did get notified that. A little bit earlier. Make it look easy. We'll see. Kevin Harvick wins stage 2 just like he won stage 1. Free pass goes to Matt Kenseth in 16th, and the wave around going to Ryan Blaney in 20th. He will be 1 lap down at the start of the final stage. It is a risk. We'll see if he can get a caution to get those fresh tires and maybe get back into this thing. Green flag will be back in the air. Got to fight till the very end. We have just over 100 laps to go. $105, $104 actually to be exact. So now everybody else is going to have about 15 lap fresher tires than what Blaney has here. 3 wide there to the outside, 4 wide back in the pack now. Blaney trying to hustle around the back marker cars before things start to settle out. Slides up the racetrack. We'll push there from Ryan Preece. That'll help him down the front stretch now as he looks high on Justin Haley behind Bubba Wallace. Josh Bilicki up here. Corey LaJoie. A little further out ahead, Chris Buescher. Buescher to the inside of McDowell up there. Blaney keeps the run on the top. Up the middle, 3 wide. Oh, Blaney gets into the back of Bilicki. Oh, hard crash further back. I think Chastain got involved. Bilicki almost had it saved and slid right up into the 77. Caution will fly. That's not what you want to see there. Blaney got right into the back of Bilicki in the center of the corner. He had just a huge head of steam, and Bilicki tried to go low. Blaney was content with the middle, but by the time Bilicki got to the inside, it just wasn't quick enough, and that will bring out another caution. Blaney's going to top off on fuel and go with 4 fresh tires here. Brett Keselowski was in the lead at the timing of the yellow. He was able to get around Harvick. Free pass will go to Martin Truex Jr. That's the 4th caution of the night. I made the caution unintentionally. I didn't mean to do that. I would have liked to have... I mean, we needed a caution. We didn't need it that soon, though. That didn't really do anything for us. Oh, a couple drivers spin the tires back here. Brendan Gaughan, Ryan Preece. Well, that just stalled Blaney out, too. 99. Oh, man, huge checkup on the inside. I think cars with damage are starting to slow some of these guys back down in the pack, and this could get hectic back here before long. 3 wide, Blaney to the back of DiBenedetto. Gives him a shot up the middle. It looks like Matt Kenseth's got some heavy damage after that last accident. Oh, 4 wide off of turn 4. How did they make it through that? Oh my goodness. Blaney had a head of steam. There's slight contact between him and the 42 of Kenseth. Now Kenseth's on the lead lap. That damage is going to slow him down, so if we don't get another yellow here quick. Oh my goodness, Kenseth could go a lap down. Blaney about got it in the back of Joey Gase. Three wide to the bottom. On the apron now, up to 19th, getting around Kurt Busch as well there. Free pass position would be the 18th place right now. BJ McLeod is 2.5 seconds ahead of Blaney. There's Bilicki after, yeah, he still got a little bit of rear bumper damage after that accident. Blaney got into the back of him and then sliding up into the 8 car. "96 laps to go. Blaney going to push Cole Custer down the back straightaway. He didn't want to lift there. That push definitely helped Custer. He might be able to get around Clint Boyer for position. Oh my gosh, what a run. Oh, contact there. Boyer and Blaney. I don't think Blaney intended on going up the middle there, just kind of freed up. Big run now on Eric Jones on corner exit. Little side draft. Blaney driving like a madman right now. He wants to catch up to BJ McLeod and get into the free pass position. He's less than 2 seconds behind him. McLeod's caught behind Stenhouse. The race for that free pass position is on once again after being 4 laps down. Yeah, Balicki's still caught behind Stenhouse, but the tire's starting to even out now. I mean, Blaney tried to hustle through those cars. He had a little bit of contact with Kenseth and Boyer, and still a second and a half behind. Trying to get the draft of William Byron down the back straightaway. He's got a little bit of a draft. Running a tad bit higher than him in the center of the corner, too. Blaney to the inside of Byron. Trying to clear him, going off into turn 1, and he does. Byron with a little push in the center of the corner to try and get him going as well. Can Blaney catch McLeod before a caution is to come out? He's 1 second behind him. It's more than just a battle for 18th. Blaney has been through hell and back tonight. Four laps down midway through stage 2 to 1 lap down and battling for the free pass position. If he could catch McLeod, and Stenhouse has really held McLeod up. BJ can't get around him. Ricky's trying to make him pass him on the bottom, although Ricky's on the lead lap, I believe. If not, he's 2 laps down, but either way, he is not battling McLeod for position. He's just holding him up. BJ ran a little bit higher that time. He's trying to get the run to the outside of Stenhouse. Now Stenhouse goes low, and he might be giving... No, he pulls right back up in front of the 78 again. Blaney got off into turns 1 and 2 really well that time. Now McLeod to the bottom. Kept trying to stay to the outside. I mean, he just cannot get around the 70, or the 47 rather. And we've seen Blaney at times today too. He just can't run the bottom, and that's why he keeps trying to run the top more often than not. Because the bottom of the racetrack just doesn't work out for him. I mean, he's still closing in on the 78 car, but it's really hard to tell if he's still got the speed in the race car to be able to do it. Cloud now starting to look underneath Stenhouse off of turn 4. Ricky gets just enough of a run. He ran just a tad bit higher. He's able to stay in front of the 78, but Cloud's still stuck behind him. And all of a sudden, Ryan Blaney is only 3 to 4 car lengths now behind McLeod through 1 and 2. Is BJ going to get caught behind Stenhouse again? Yes, he is. Blaney with a draft down the back straightaway. He's getting a big pull off the back of that 78 car. Now through 3 and 4, Blaney's running it hard, and he's in the wall in turns 3 and 4. Maybe pushed it a little too hard. McLeod's still stuck behind Stenhouse. I'm surprised Blaney didn't lose more time getting into the wall like he did there, but he did lose a little bit. McLeod to the middle. And he's still behind Stenhouse. Ricky is not letting him go. BJ McLeod all the way down to the inside now. He might get alongside the 47 this time, and he does. Trying to get the side draft. Blaney with a run to the outside. With 86 laps to go. The 15th place car of Stenhouse, who was 1 lap down, but now McLeod is right underneath. Big run. Oh man, no, that's not what he wanted. Blaney wanted to go 3 wide, and he just shot the 78 car in there, and that might have helped McLeod get just enough of a run to clear Stenhouse off of turn 4. And he does clear him. Blaney's got a big run though off of turn 4. And he'll get to the inside of the 78. Into turns 3 and 4. Oh man, a little contact. Oh, Stenhouse is pushing him up the track. Oh, and that loosens Blaney up now. These guys are battling hard. Blaney with another shot from Stenhouse. Blaney in that middle lane, trying to get a run on him. Another big run. In through turns 3 and 4. Got out of the gas a little early. Stenhouse going to push him off at turn 4. And Ricky just shot Blaney into the wall. And Blaney gets loose. Stenhouse has been in the way of both the 12 and the 78 here late in this race, in this final stage. At first he was starting to cost the 78, now he's costing the 12 as he just pushed him right into the wall. Again, these guys are battling extremely hard for that free pass position. And that might have been the last gasp for Blaney, we'll see. About 18 seconds behind Kenseth. Remember, he's got heavy damage. If Kenseth goes a lap down or anybody else here, that could be an interesting situation too. Blaney is starting to run down the 78 and 47 car up ahead once again. He's in the draft of the 47. The problem is he's got to get around Stenhouse before he can get around McLeod, unless Stenhouse can get a run on BJ. And oh man, they both went to the inside there. I think the 78 is trying to block Stenhouse just as much as he wants to block Blaney. Stenhouse has a run off of turn 4 and looks low. McLeod blocks him off at the start-finish line. As they get to racing with one another, Blaney is trying to get another gasp and another fresh little bit of room to run. Blaney is sideways. I think he's driven this car just a little too hard for too long of a period of time. Stenhouse was able to get around McLeod once again. 79 laps to go here at Kansas. Slow car on the racetrack. Car up in smoke. Down the back straightaway. McLeod's checking up. So is Stenhouse. Blaney is up to 18th. He got around him. Chris Buescher backed both cars up. We stay green. There was no caution. And now Blaney's about a half a second ahead of McLeod. Oh, that was huge. Will the caution come out, or will Chris Buescher be able to get to pit road? I don't know why there wasn't a caution there, but that might work out in Blaney's favor. Wayne Laney, welcome to the stream. Stenhouse McLeod to the outside. Ryan Blaney is trying to hold on to the free pass position and hope for a caution to get back on the lead lap after being 4 laps down earlier. Yeah, this car is definitely way too loose. I mean, Yeah, I mean, there's a chance I tighten it up again. The problem is, when I tightened it up earlier, I had to bring the wedge back down because it got too tight. I only put a half around a wedge in it. And my lap times dropped off about 8 to 9 tenths of a second. Stenhouse is reeling in that 12 car. Oh my goodness. He's giving Blaney a shot down the back straightaway there into turn 3. And again, Stenhouse giving him a push. Stenhouse has already costed both Blaney and McLeod a couple times. Despite Ricky not battling these guys for position. Problem is, that caution's gonna have to come out sooner or later. Blaney's in the wall. And now contact with Stenhouse on the inside. He'll get on by McLeod. Is right back to the back bumper of Blaney again. I mean, he's not pushing the car too hard. He's just completely... I mean, he was earlier, but now he's at the point, I mean, the car just isn't stable enough anymore as he gets right back to the inside of Stenhouse. I don't know where he got that speed, but he's not going to be able to clear him going off into turn 1, unfortunately. Stenhouse is there. McLeod with the run to the bottom. Oh, he's going to get underneath him. Side by side for the free pass position, likely, as long as Kenseth hasn't fallen a lap down. It's tough to tell if he has or not. Blaney tried to get a run. Oh, man. Blaney got loose off of turn 4. A little contact with McLeod to his inside. That slowed both cars down off of turn 4 there. Blaney's starting to get a little bit of a pull behind Stenhouse down these straightaways. It's helping him out just a little bit. And McLeod moves up right in front of him. Blaney with a run and a crossover. Now trying to side draft that 78 car. Oh, wow. Blaney stuck the bottom probably better there than what he's done all day long. Can he do it again in turns 1 and 2, though? Oh, he got really loose driving it off into the corner. I mean, really loose. And McLeod has got the spot back. We'll have to see if Blaney's going to have anything for him again. I mean, these guys have battled back and forth, but it seems like every single time Blaney gets past, it just doesn't seem like the car is as fast as what it was before when he was in front of him. And you'd have to imagine one of these times McLeod's just going to pull right away. I can tell BJ drove it in a lot deeper than Blaney that time. Blaney's closing in on him. He definitely beat him back to the gas through 3 and 4 again there. And you can tell, again, BJ is running it into the corner a lot deeper than Blaney is. Blaney's back of the corner's up, but he's just still too loose to be able to stay in the draft long enough on the exit of the corners. Might have been out of the throttle a little bit too much there. It's tough to tell. Stenhouse might get in the way of McLeod again. That's definitely possible. Blaney is sideways and around he goes. Caution's out, and Kenseth ended up actually falling a lap down. That was a good save by Blaney, but that will bring out the 5th caution of the night. That was a hard-fought battle, but it was all for naught anyway. Kenseth ended up going a lap down. Right at the edge of the pit window now with that caution. I think everybody's short still. Two pounds of air pressure on the right sides and 1 in the left sides. Half around the wedge being put in the car, trying to balance it out a little more. We'll see how that'll work out. Everybody comes to pit road there to top off. Joshua White, welcome to the stream. Green flag is back in the air. 66 laps to go here at Kansas. Will this be the final restart after a pit caution for incident? And a battle for the free pass position is on again, just in case we get another caution. Blaney quickly to the outside. Wow, I mean, that car actually took off really well in the restart that time. He's going to get around McLeod. Again, we'll have to see how the fall off might be over the course of the run, but right now, Blaney looking fast on the restart. Huge run as he tries to cross over Austin Dillon. This is as fast as his 12 car has been since the very beginning of the race before the car fell off. And he short pitted in the opening stage. Look at that, 3 wide for the lead up ahead. Keselowski on the top, Harvick was on the bottom. Tyler Reddick trying to go for his first career win as well. Rookie Christopher Bell's got 2 wins on the season. He just won the last race in the Coke 600. He's currently in 12th here. Blaney trying to slide up in front of him. Couldn't do it there. Bell stays right on that right rear corner panel, and Blaney's about a second ahead of McLeod right now for that free pass position. Oh man, a little contact maybe. Bell sideways in the center of the corner. That allows Austin Dillon to get underneath the 12 car now. .60 laps to go. Kansas Speedway. For the Digital Ally 400. Seen a roller coaster of a night for Ryan Blaney, and a lot of mid and back of the pack racing out of him. Fortunately, haven't been able to see much of a battle for the lead, but Kevin Harvick has had the best car all night. He has won the first 2 stages, trying to win the race as well as you see him driving away. Had a little bit of a challenge on that last restart with Keselowski and Reddick. Keselowski trying to hold everybody down behind him in second. Blaney now 2.5 seconds ahead of McLeod, and he's hoping for a quick caution to maybe just give himself a chance and get back on the lead lap for the first time since he pitted at lap 30 in this race. That's how long Blaney has been either a lap down or multiple laps down. He was 4 laps down at one point. So to even get himself back in this position is pretty incredible. But he's able to keep up here with Austin Dillon, Christopher Bell, 12th, 13th place cars. It's pretty insane, all things considered. He was battling pretty hard there with McLeod for 18th before the caution. You can tell they might have went the right way with these adjustments. But again, over the course of the run, it's just so hard to pass. Yeah, I tried to short pit in stage 1 and we got the caution like about 10-15 laps after we pitted before everybody else came to pit road. That's why we actually got caught 2 laps down because of it. My car was really, really loose. Like, I was loose on that last run, but I was even worse. I didn't want to wreck it early in the race, so I brought it into the pits, hoping we'd stay caution-free long enough to cycle through, but that just never happened. We've been trapped ever since. Again, it has been a valiant effort, but come up short over the course of the night. Austin Dillon pushing Ryan Blaney there on the bottom, and that's gonna shoot Blaney into the wall off of turn 2, and that is not what he needed. He was almost 3 seconds ahead of McLeod. Now he's about 1.5 seconds ahead of him. Still time for there to be a caution. 55 laps left. Everybody is short on fuel to the end of the race as well by about 7 laps or so. At least. Some maybe more, depending on their fuel economy the rest of the race. Yeah, again, so the very first pit stop of the race, when I brought it onto pit road, I tightened it up because of how badly loose the car was. We were in 7th at the start of the race after qualifying 15th, but then after 15 laps, I mean, I was a 20th place car at best. And then I tightened it up, and we were 8 to 9 tenths of a second off of the original pace we had at the beginning of the last run. And it wasn't getting quicker either. It was just consistently slow. So then I moved it back and bumped up the air pressure, and it kind of stabilized the car a little bit. Been a little on the looser side pretty much all night, but if I tighten it up too much, we just don't have the speed. So it's a little lose-lose situation. You know, what do you want more, handling or speed? And I've gone with speed 3/4 of the night just because I wanted to get back on the lead lap. And we just haven't had the opportunity to yet. Only 5 cautions for incident tonight. Another night where we've had a lot of long green flag runs. It's been the norm over the last 3 or 4 races here in the Cup Series for our NASCAR Heat 5 season. Speaking of Cup Series action, Texas Motor Speedway should be coming up in less than an hour, as long as it doesn't rain, obviously. Weather pending there. Post-race analysis video on the channel here tonight. We got daily NASCAR content, so if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We do these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast on the daily as well as I start my broadcast career. So hopefully one day broadcast real races in the NASCAR realms as well. 2-second advantage for Blaney in 18th over McLeod in 19th. Again, he could probably be 3 to 3.5 seconds ahead of him, but that push from Austin Dillon into Blaney into the wall 5 laps ago cost him a little bit of time. .49 to go. All right, thanks, Joshua. We're going to alternate to the different camera angles one final time in the race here tonight at the start-finish line. And a wild night. Despite the bad handling and the crazy restarts, Blaney spun once, which brought out the last caution, but he saved it luckily, and nobody hit him as well. So there was no damage there. So he's kept the car clean, trying to salvage everything he can. So if he does get a top 20 finish again, after being 4 laps down earlier in the race, a top 20 finish is not bad at all. With less than 50 laps left, 47 now at the line. We'll see. And if we do stay green to the end, again, what kind of strategy might be out there for everybody. Daniel Suarez, Mark Truex Jr. battling for position here as they close into the back of Ryan Blaney down the front stretch. Daniel Suarez shoots Blaney off of turn 2. That really loosened Blaney up. Kept it off the wall, somehow kept it straight. Martin Truex Jr. on his inside at the same time. Truex just not able to clear that 12 car. Suarez almost went up the middle. Oh man, Suarez is just on the outside of Blaney. Blaney had to give him room, and Suarez will shoot around him on the outside there. This Blaney's able to get back to the top through 3 and 4. McLeod is slowly closing the gap. Blaney is going to start to fade on this longer run once again. Another hit. Very minor hits. He hasn't hit the wall hard tonight, but there's just been a consistent tiny little scrape over the course of the night. And that's one thing with running the top side, that you're more prone to getting into the wall, and obviously the handling has been upset all night, which is getting Blaney into the wall. It seems like more often than he should be, but sometime too, again, just trying to hang on. Now Ken's at 23.5 seconds behind him. We'll be coming to 40 laps to go this time by. Blaney hoping for a caution to get back on the lead lap, but it's got to come out before Blaney might even go a lap down here. And again, just 40 laps left. That is not a lot of time. But maybe a chance to better his position. By a couple by the end of the race, perhaps. So they lost part of the racetrack with mist again. That's unfortunate. Jackson Pittner, welcome to the stream. Here's one thing I want to know. The radar in Fort Worth, Texas, for the most part, has been clear, despite it raining for 3 days straight. I want to know how in the year 2020 we do not have any sort of technology to indicate like an accurate radar on whether it is raining or not. Like I get, oh well, it's below the it's below the actual weather ceiling or whatever like technical term. Again, I'm not a cloud expert or a meteorologist, but it's like how do we not have like a radar that is supposed to indicate whether it is raining or not? Isn't that not what a radar is supposed to do? Yet we don't have, like, the radar has been virtually clear the last 3 days in Fort Worth, Texas, but it has been raining for 3 days straight. Oh man, almost got in the wall. Looked away there from the chat just a little too long. Blaney needs this caution quick. BJ McLeod is closing in on him here. BJ now only a second behind Blaney, and there is really no other lap cars right around him. I mean, I get it's not raining, it's a mist, but it's still rain, like, I don't know. I saw somebody else enter the chat there, trying to read the name on the fly, but using the steering wheel and not having great luck with it. But welcome to the stream. I recognize you. I'll call you No for short, because that's all I'm able to read without putting the car in the wall. We're in a crucial situation, trying to hold on to the free pass position. A lot has happened in this race, Jackson, and a lot of it has not been good for the side of Brian Blaney. Trying to fight from adversity after being 4 laps down, currently 1 lap down, trying to stay in a free pass position and hope for a caution. The sooner the better to get that free pass. And we've only had 5 cautions per incident tonight. 34, actually 33 laps to go for the race leaders, so we'll see. And again, McLeod is closing in on Blaney for the free pass position. Couple lap cars now in the way. Kevin Harvick is likely the race leader. And just think, Blaney would have been on the lead lap even before the last caution if it wasn't for a pit road speeding penalty that was not his fault. Came down onto pit road during green flag stops, and Eric Jones ran right into the back of him and couldn't check up in time, and Blaney went over the speed limit by about 7 miles an hour. He couldn't check up in time. It was an unfortunate circumstance there for sure. Accident on both parties. I mean, Blaney made a little bit of a later decision to pit, but we were on the inside anticipating to pit most of the way through the corner. We still got ran into the back of him. Well, again, that caused the speeding penalty. And there it is, caution. With 31 laps to go, caution to get Blaney back on the lead lap. Harvick still in the lead, and this might be the final pit stops of the day. It has been a grind for that 12 team all night. Wow. I'll call you Reason for short there. But yeah, thanks for joining the stream. Regardless of the fact. Here we go. Blaney, though, has to restart at the back of the pack. Might not gain any positions out of this, but if we get another caution, that could be what he needs to get back into it. Kevin Harvick leads the field to the green with less than 30 laps to go at Kansas. Just 27 to go now after our 6th caution of the race for incident. Blaney's going to try to hustle through the back of the pack. There is no give or take for anybody right now. Oh, man, a little contact. Blaney 3 wide up the middle. Nobody took the wave around there. Everybody pitted. The reason being is because everybody can make it on field to the end, and the cautions have been pretty sporadic throughout the course of the night. Big run to the bottom. Blaney did have to lift a little bit underneath both Michael McDowell and John Hunter Nemechek, but boy, he really shot that gap. Down to the apron there, through the tri-oval as well. They almost went 4 wide through turns 1 and 2, a little further out ahead. Almost some contact between William Byron and Kurt Busch up there as well. Blaney back in the corners up a little bit more. He actually ran the bottom that time and gained quite a bit of ground. Remember, he's been running the top for the most part here tonight. 3 wide. DiBenedetto gonna give Blaney a shot. Blaney now giving William Byron a push down the back straightaway. Huge run through that middle lane. That 12 car looks really fast on the short run. Again, for about the first 10 to 15 laps, he's about a 10th place car. And he actually cut through a lot of the lap traffic really quickly, but still going to need a caution. And Kevin Harvick has been on top of the world tonight. Again, he has won the first 2 stages and has dominated the race, by far led the most laps, and he's leading late. We've had 3 cautions in the final stage alone, and he has still battled everybody off on every restart as well. Again, Blaney has not had race-winning speed necessarily tonight. He has been as high as 7th. But if we get another caution, he can definitely have himself a shot at a top 10 with 4 fresh tires. And a top 10 after being 4 laps down is just an incredible performance in a comeback scenario. I mean, it's been incredible to this point, just getting back on the lead lap. Again, it has been some great resiliency shown out of that 12 team. 21 laps to go. If it stays green to the end, Harvick is going to be really tough to beat, as he is still pulling away from Denny Hamlin, who was in 2nd place a little further up ahead. It's to be almost a full second ahead of him already. $20 laps to go at Kansas. Look at this. Blaney's actually catching Truex for 17th right now. After restarting at the back of the pack, again, I am very surprised that that 12 car is able to get his way through the field as quickly as he did. Now, again, if we get another caution before the end of this race, he makes the move underneath Truex now for 17th. With another caution, Ryan Blaney will get the restart right up here with the rest of the lead lap cars, so at least halfway through the field. And now Truex is going to give him a shot through turns 1 and 2, down the backstretch into 3. Back to the outside. Slowly catching up to Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 15th and 16th on the racetrack. Blending through the middle now through 3 and 4. I guess it's just a matter of how many more positions will he gain if it does stay green. It looks like Christopher Bell, Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. are within reach. That would be 14th, 15th, and 16th. Oh, we got a car up in smoke on pit road. Couldn't tell exactly who it was, but luckily they got to the pits. Otherwise, we might have had another caution. I think we were a lot closer to having that caution than what we realized, but we do stay green. Stenhouse to the outside. Blaney in his draft here through turns 3 and 4. Blaney's got a huge run on the outside. Shoots underneath Austin Dillon and Stenhouse. 3 wide through the tri-oval with 14 to go. He's going to clear Dillon. Trying to hold that bottom lane. He hasn't really been able to do it tonight. Austin Dillon going to give Blaney a shot now. Off of turn 2, Stenhouse has a big run on Christopher Bell. Big run through the middle. Blaney getting pushed from Austin Dillon to the inside of Stenhouse. Battling for a top 15 position with 13 to go. Who would have thought this was coming? Dillon almost got into the back of Blaney there, and they're 3 wide. Blaney back to the outside. Another huge run. Just to sling right back around the 3 car and get back to the outside again. And now Austin Dillon to the outside as well. Both these guys starting to gain ground there on Stenhouse. And oh wow, Blaney just got to the outside of Stenhouse. Going into turns 3 and 4. Didn't think he was going to get there. Bell to the bottom. Right in front of Ricky. Side by side from 15th again, but this time it's Stenhouse on the bottom and Blaney on the top side of the racetrack. Austin Dillon starting to lose ground from these 3. Dillon had a big run on the bottom through 3 and 4. Blaney's got a big run through 3 and 4 on the top though. Right in line behind Stenhouse, now in the draft of Coke 600 winner Christopher Bell. Blaney shoots the gap, trying to clear Stenhouse. Oh man, he went for it all that time. Austin Dillon's going to get to the inside. That was a big swing and a miss there from Blaney. Thought he might have been able to clear him on corner entry, and he could not. Dillon trying to block the 12 car. Blaney on the inside. Trying to suck the air off the 3 perhaps. They merge into line now. Off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. The drafting game down the straightaways, I mean, we have seen it hard to pass throughout the course of the night. Despite the multiple grooves, again, I was not expecting that coming into the night. We have seen it. Blaney hanging on that right rear corner panel now of Austin Dillon. Wow, Dillon had a huge source of speed through 1 and 2 on the bottom of the racetrack. Got right up alongside the 47. Couldn't clear him that time. He got close again, though. 7 laps to go. 3 wide to the bottom. Blaney into turn 1. Drove it in deep. Thought that might have slowed the 3 of Austin Dillon down enough. I guess it didn't. Dillon was still able to clear Stenhouse. Austin Dillon starting to pick up more and more speed over the course of the run here. And now Dillon is slowly but surely trying to run down Christopher Bell in the 95. 6 laps to go. Bell down to the bottom to block Dillon for 14th. But most importantly, again, Kevin Harvick was likely pulling away from the rest of the field. 5 laps to go in the race. Probably more like 4.5 for them, if not less. And pretty much everybody, again, that's not Kevin Harvick is just hoping for a caution to maybe gain some more spots on the restart. Problem with that is not everybody's going to gain spots, so I got to pick and choose the correct lane. Meanwhile, under green flag conditions, though, everybody battling for every position they can get. See a pretty good battle for 16th now between Stenhouse and Blaney. To the checker flag here, Austin Dillon has gotten underneath the 95 of Christopher Bell. Caution is out with 4 laps to go. BJ McLeod will get the free pass. Oh boy. Harvick did not want to see that. Again, he has dominated all race long. You're going to see a 4-tire pit stop. Might as well top off on fuel. Nobody else on the lead lap is pitting here. Blaney's going to add 5% more tape. They dropped the wedge there a whole round. Going crazy with the adjustments. Two pounds of air pressure in the right sides and 1 pound in the left. Car might be crazy loose, but this is going to be interesting overtime, and Blaney is the only driver in the lead lap to take fresh tires. But he'll restart in 18th, so I'm not sure how that might work out. Harvick leads the field to the green with Logano in second place. 2 laps of racing to go. Blaney's going to have really fresh tires here compared to everybody else. See him get a run. Off in turn 2, up the middle. Oh, contact there with Stenhouse. And he saves it back in the pack. We stay green. Harvick trying to hold on to the lead. We're coming to the white flag. Blaney down to the apron. He is looking for every spot he can get. As the white flag is in the air. 3 wide. Kenseth had to get out of the gas. He almost made contact. Blaney actually has a shot at the top 10 here. Kevin Harvick trying to block off Brad Keselowski to perhaps win this race. Big run. Blaney again to the bottom. We gained a couple spots at the end, but that is going to do it. Kevin Harvick wins at Kansas in dominating fashion, despite the overtime thriller at the end of the race. Wow. What a wild, wild race here at Kansas. Harvick with the win, followed by Keselowski, Almirola, Logano, rookie Tyler Reddick round out the top 5, followed by Hamlin, Newman, Elliott, Johnson, and Bowman rounding out the top 10. Blaney brings it home in 12th after being 4 laps down, 50 laps into the, or well, I should say 2 laps down, 50 laps into the race. 4 laps down, halfway through stage 2, comes back to finish 12th on the lead lap. Man, oh man. 80, welcome to the stream right at the end there too. Everybody battled off for every position they could get, but Harvick had the race of the night. Again, winning both stages and the race. Max points stay there. Maybe he could get back in the regular season title fight, knowing that Blaney, who came in with a narrow points lead, didn't get a single stage point, but did rally back for a 12th place finish. All things considered, it ended up a lot better than what it could have been. 2 hours and 15 minutes total time on the race today. And we had 7 cautions at the end of the day total for incident. Again, that is not the look at the actual point standings. I have to manually do it myself. It did not save the Coke 600 from last night. And obviously I didn't want to redo the race. As you guys could probably imagine with these full race live streams. Joey Logano had the fastest lap, 30.638. Kevin Harvick led 213 of the 267 laps tonight. Again, dominance out of the Ford team, and that's pretty par for the course in real life in the year 2020. Bell came from the back. He finished in the top 15 after a win in the Coke 600. And Clint Boyer, the hometown hero, unfortunately did not have the night he wanted. He gets the tough break. Points are going to look crazy. Yeah, I'll get to work on the point standings here. That's another thing, too. When we get monetized and we get to 1,000 subscribers, I can actually post the updated points standings as they go with having to do it myself, if obviously we don't finish the season before that. But we'll see. And because of that, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Again, we do these full race live streams, realistic broadcast on the daily. It was a heck of a night riding with Ryan Blaney here. Again, 4 laps down, coming back to finish 12th. Harvick, dominating fashion, got the win, but there were a lot of small details throughout the course of the race, kind of like the Coke 600 last night, that kind of helped the race throughout and make it more intriguing as we went on. But man, that's gonna wrap it up here. Michigan will be the next Cup Series race, depending on when the guy from Spectrum gets over to my house to upgrade our internet. We'll see how that will go. Also, of course, the Cup Series race is supposed to be tomorrow, from what it looks like. Is that what you guys are saying? 3 p.m. tomorrow, so that's interesting. So 3 p.m. tomorrow, we'll probably shoot for 6:30. We'll shoot for 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. If the race is still going on later than that, obviously, then we will get started earlier, later, depending on what it looks like. Who knows? And when the Wi-Fi gets updated, it's either going to be the Truck Series at Kansas for NASCAR Heat 5, or it'll be NASCAR Thunder 2004. Depends on when that to update the Wi-Fi. So thanks for content on the road to 1,000 subs. Hit the like button down below if you enjoyed the race, the commentary, the video in general. And I will see you guys next time tomorrow, no matter what is the cause. And have a good rest of your night, and enjoy the race if we do end up having it tomorrow as well. And I'll see you guys later afterwards, perhaps. Again, we'll see. But thanks, everybody. Have a good night.